Abladi abi na asmo ya Abladi TV no won banye do manye me ni obodai togbo ashon kwa oso no mike
Rosemary Koko Anyigba
Joshua Taria Adom we ni njemli ye osukela ni dia no ameka mesani ka ke je charemu ni ahelio no ake kemlin sani emlin sani eko menegbi na ehiwo obo ogbe no ne no jake dry yeloy baba oni yo wo mangana ne ameka na gbene ni nkeboyo ne ameka meni tumodade ehwieshi ni amehwapo efen keje show ameke amengamona na ameke klalowa emano neke pa Rosie leke popo wo gbe po pa na akoko Anyigba no te mamli o ya trash wo ha no te o ya trash ojugba meni jino no ya na
nke sanie ewawa o na ke meni ke o ya me shop ni obi ni o ya he ni bi ye jeme amenga mo ame shop se imami po ngmene enye ya mami ejake eliake anga mo shops ni ke ya enu kopo ina ni ya in brother unye ne te mami ne na ka anga mo shops ke hen wale ni enye ka fe 1212 ni na no ko fi o ke ba shin e chomi ake mami ewawa die nche ni me engama me shops because of nekeni bi ne ewa
ojogba ni amewi akeshi ni bi ya no ojogba ni amra lo eke na ni makoshi onisa ni ehani mami ajo ni ka me ho ameni na ameni bi ahweleshi ene emlintibli ye ni wonye wo jale mli ojogba shi ni nkabo wi one no ji akeshi woye gamanche we woye fewe yo ni no ji akeshi dry yelo ene ka me hanye lo efe ameba dwa ye be niga niji ni takita eko true niji enyo hie ni no ji akeshi amemani efe ba afun niga hie Rosie mini ji ogbe pamo
mi pagba ke amena agbaye ba fo niga hie niga ba fanane ni enye kwani awa ameni no fiano eya no ojugba eja ke no fiano te no ojugba ha wo mami me ke wo papa me e ba ya no e ha wo eja ke wo menji amebiye ni ameya na meba ko wo e wo ke te no ojugba ha me be te no ojugba e ha
wo small ofte bi kra wo ba bote wi eche me baba o na eba peshi wo na akebe ni simpe ni adote otinto ni ji enyo itadramling na kan no ji akamajin Mantse ni ayikan wo na ho akeshin be ni abola ni ji ni ahene nunu itadram fling ke agbene cheme krokome ni afragaja ke agbene ho nyeme blue wo che ko hie kwa meji me ni ona ni o cha meme ke me ni hwe na akoko wo ya ko ni wa ye oda se mo
this ameja ke liga ke ni bi tu ya ma ko ba ke ha ameja yiri sajie wo ni ga cha me bi ni iba bi ame no ni pote ba me na ke ni ga ba fe na ni fa wo wa ba me tu
boni ni ga ke wo chi Ameyigba ke na
ishi che ni na ke luku ya no ye shikun no ke bi ni le fi ko ba wo ifon ni che wo ni yo ni ba wo na ke de akebe ko de wo ba bi wo wa ji wo ishi mo fun le wo ko wa ke bi wo ke no ko ngba wo na eye igbe ni bi o wa ke mi di wo na oni wo ke ba ngin e ba friend ni na di ni sa ke ifu ko ni le ifu wo meni eni mo gbe wo nupa ni nye wo hin ke ba fe gbe ni shi ake ye bi mo ye gbe ba su mo bi ko nji lo fufiu oni
you being the overlord at the destination of our trade where the people of Ghana have welcomed us and stayed here we stayed here with us without any troubles. We genuinely are very grateful for the gesture of the Ga people, and especially you being the overlord. And that's why when we heard that you want to meet with us and advise us and confer with us, that's the promise that you gave us the very first time. And that's what we sought also, because we said that most of us do not have our parents around. And that, as I'm speaking, I've adopted about 2 Ga elderly people as my fathers here. So if we have you as the overlord, then you are the father of all. And so when you call this, we say that we have to stop whatever thing that we are doing, because we have closed our shops and staying in different places, sleeping. And that we have to organize ourselves and then come and listen to the good counsel of a very handsome, very intelligent, but humble chief that God have given to us. We are grateful and we are thankful. So we are here to listen to what you have for us. It is not our pleasure to just wake up one day and close our shops. If you have seen us doing that, it means that there's something chasing us out of the marketplaces where we have our livelihood, where we have something to eat. But as you are very much aware, or you may be aware, there is a seeming crisis in our country regarding the exchange rate, interest rate, and inflation that is consuming our capital. We started the year with 6.2 being the exchange rate. And so, for illustration purposes, I'll say that if one was having a capital of 620,000 Ghana cedis, he was able to buy 100,000 US dollars. As I'm speaking, the dollar have gone past, but when I started doing the calculation, I used 13, but now it has gone past 13. But let me use 13 cedis for the dollar. As I'm speaking, the same capital of 620,000 that I have can only buy $47,000. It means that my capital have been spirited away through no fault of mine, but through a problem that we have in our economy. If the same capital of 620,000 is a borrowed one that I went to the bank and collected, the interest rate have shot up to around 38%. So 38% of 620,000 will give you around 240,000. That will be taken out at the end of the year from the loan that you've collected. So do the calculations and take the interest from it. Your capital is finished. Everybody have heard that the exchange rate is going up. Yes, even including the government and including the traditional leaders that we have in the country, including the commoners. But they do not know what it entails when the dollar goes up extremely or astronomically high. They do not even understand. Interest rate, most of us know the effects of interest rate, so I will not belabor that. So we said that we know how we are feeling. The effect of the exchange rate lies on us, and our businesses are being destroyed. Businesses are collapsing, and people are actually even dying as a result. So let's go out and tell our story. To tell the truth, we have unlimited access to the presidency, to the Ministry of Trade, and to the Ministry of Finance. It's true, we have unlimited access to these places. What we have not been able to address in all this engagement is that the exchange rate, inflation, and the interest rate which keep consuming us. And so if you do not pronounce it the way we have done it, for people to appreciate that this is the extent of your suffering, we are not doing ourselves any good. So we said that let's make a statement for everybody to know our plight. Unfortunately, I'm happy to know that because of this pronouncement, this statement that we did, the overlord of Accra have heard something and called us. And we know that he will convey our plight to the leader, the government. And so we did not wake up one day and say that at this time, where things are extremely difficult, traders could wake up and then fold up their business and then say that we won't go, we just stay in the house. Because they know that when they go, they are losing. When they stay, they are losing. So they will sit down and then make a statement and give a pinch to the government to know that there's a sense of urgency in our plight, so that we will apply sense of urgency in what is happening to us. Then also it become a public discourse, because it should not be said that there's a problem and the whole Ghana will stay mute when we have the human resources and all that. If even we have to make a national dialogue for all to resolve, that we stay quiet for the problem to consume us. It will not be fair. We are doing this not for ourselves, but also for our consuming public. Our customers are having the real effect. They cannot buy with the same amount, the quantities that they used to buy previously. What they can use to buy 10 items in the past, now they will struggle to buy 4 pieces. It then curtails our turnover. Business thrives on turnover. Because if the turnover is not there, you are unable to service your debt, both internally and externally. So we are confused. The purchasing power of the final consumer is so overstretched and it has become unbearable. So what we are doing for them. Initially, we were trying, because this thing started a bit earlier. So you ask, why now? Why now? Because like the illustration that I gave you, the money is almost finished. And why now? Because now we were managing frustrations. The frustrations of this, the CD, frustrations of the interest rate, that was what we were managing. Now the frustration is turning into anger, which does not augur well for the security of state. Peace and security. So the onus lies on us to provoke the national discourse of this. And we know that we've done it and we've spoken so loudly, to the extent that we have to sacrifice our businesses for us to get this engagement we are very proud of, and that we are not doing it out of malice. Let's say, for instance, that is a global effect. Yes, it's a global effect. Of what? Of COVID. Of what? Of Ukraine and Russia war. Can we overdwell in this? No. The countries in Africa and all that should take yourselves out of that lamentation. Because the Russia-Ukraine war, there's no end in sight. We don't know whether it will end today or 10 years to come. So you cannot cite it for your peculiar problem at home. COVID has become a new norm. It's staying with us. Most of us have gotten it left, right, and been treated. Now, people buy COVID drugs in the drugstore because they have been administered before. And so it has become a new norm, and it's going to stay with us. Do we have to mention it when we are mentioning a problem? Because we have to think outside the box and find a pragmatic solution. And this is what we are demanding. That even when there's a crisis, that's when it brings the best out of people. The crisis should compel us to do something extraordinary that makes the leadership in us come out. And then the citizens that we are, the schools that we want, will all have to come together and prefer solutions. We have given a lot of recommendations to government in our when we did the declaration, and we believe government will listen to apply it. So we are on the second day. Overlord, our king, apart from meeting with you, the Council of State has also engaged with us. And it came earlier on when the dollar was 10, and we tried to find a solution, and then the dollar had rather gone up to over 13. That also make us feel like a hopeless situation. That is it an end to this? And so we've done this with a genuine and legitimate concern that we have. And it's not that we are doing it out of malice to punish anybody. We cannot hate our very selves and close our shops that we cannot get the needed resources to pay our debtors. We cannot hate ourselves. Neither can we hate the consuming public. Whatever thing that we are doing, we are trying to safeguard the interests of the consuming public. Without them, our businesses cannot never thrive. Because if they are able to raise their purchasing power, that's when our turnover is also enhanced. And much as we are traders, we are also consumers. If I sell electrical appliances, I consume food items, or consume pharmaceutical items, or spare parts. And so there's no traders somewhere and then consumers somewhere. We are all together in this. And so what we are doing for the entirety of the nation. My king, I don't think I have to talk too much, because your wisdom is so huge that from the very onward, when I started talking, I know you have been able to deduce the outcome. So I will not overdwell in these issues and then stop here. And thank you so much for granting us this opportunity to express ourselves to you. We are grateful.
Yoni femo ya no lolo shidani ni gaba fa egbian. Wache ekome ye bi eni eba monofia no kpo ye gamni. Nye hanu abwale to Israel.
Acho mi ni no te. Meji Guta, Greater Crowd Organizer. Oh, won agba le ejinoko ni eye ahunto. Ni ahunto ene eyo oji. Wojo trefio ni woke yo jala. Femi Emi ni je na aka mokoyi. Emi ni je na aka mokoyi afa alo ni bi esha, alo abajo ni bi. Shi emi ni Mantse skani wo chakio ni wo ka ya lo wo ni bi e ka ba. Ejinoko ni wo shika ni wo yo e ma na emi emi a hu ni oto nyuma ka etekefa. Dani obanyo he Mantse ska ekomi. Tutu enwe ebe na kan. Ewe ha ni wo shika ni wo hia ni wo ka tutu oni e fe emi ni mimo ni emi o wona ke amra lo e eje ni noko ni eye noko ni efe ha wo mene ke wone no na evetu mo ni wote koshi ni wo bikolesa na ewo la hu ewo no ni won fi o won fe ke hele amra lo e shake wo jira ye li lo e wo jotire fe ta wo shika fe emi ke ha no ni ya no ye Mantse ska ni wo chake wo no ke chon no ni wa hio ni bi e ka ba ewo won fe na ke heleleshi akashi no ni ya no enwo wo na esa wo hie ni eje no ko ni wo ba ngo no kra ewo won fe ke heleleshi ko ni ke ye no ko fe mo efe le mene ke wone no ni wo bla mi ke chon ni ga no wo shishi ni ga ke wo play against e ke wo dumo he komi si gbe fe gbe lo e ba chon ni wo na agba ye ba so nu pa ade e le hu e ba chon ko ni amona ye jeme wo sani ekuku no ne si je ake won fe ke wo mu ko emu jin da bi si wo jaye li lo e wo na ke si won mi wo hele amra lo e si ko ni e ba kwewo
Yo be she. Nye hanu abwa ni gatwe.
Mantse le ipapa fen fi ono ni efon fen fi ono.
as the owner of the land, goodness. Good and bad. He is ready to take all.
Thank you.
Ewo ameya phone na meke ba bi ene anukwale ni efe mfe mi ahunto ewo nchame ni pe ameke ba bi ene
ni ya phone nyeke ba bi ene efe la ahunto on the phone ni chene ke ba dabu ami.
He is ready and prepared to listen to our cry.
Je mi nkometo pe nke manteme ni yo gafen info to bona me fo no
Ke je do pe ke ma dia cheme fe info bon the phone time no.
He is not alone into this.
amesan
Is with his sub chiefs and everybody crying with us.
amesane ne ngba wona
Then is an e ba am ma dia cheme fe a.
man sane fe ngba wona
Ya ma san fe ba.
Our problem is troubling him.
yo chame
Yo
ye
chamu tu.
I really appreciate the honor that has been bestowed on this house. That immediately I made a call. So we sit down as partners and address this issue. You hurriedly came. I think that this call wasn't even in 24 hours. And already you are all here. Please put your hands together for yourself. It means that the gas stool is rising. It means that the gas stool is taking its place in the world of trade. One thing that I want to say is that we appreciate the fact that things are very difficult. You have an inflation rate of 33.9%, a fiscal deficit of 5.9% of GDP. The city is in a free fall against all the major foreign currencies. It's unprecedented. But I know that your stand has become my stand. Because when my people suffer, you suffer. And when you suffer, my people suffer. I would not promise much, but I'll take a stand with you and meet all the principles of taking decisions on this economy and make sure that this case is addressed.
Thank you.
In this life, you cannot keep doing the same thing and have a different result. Something must change. Saninoko achake. I'll take a step. Kuni wonyeni wachu nekesa nene hini. Echencho makusema chenye ku. Chano manyaba.
Boni. Ne wie. Ne ke ba fen na ni ba fen na ni. Wo here wo you action ne wie ewie. Wo ke chonko. Chi won kwele. Ke fa wo fa. Ke wie wo wie. Wo ye shishi.
Eke chenchon. Amba nu yemo ni njemba. We ba se cha me ekon. Wa me fen ameyiwa don.
Yo chamu boni ni sepe igbeke.
Bebonon eno so abo wa atashi ngbo wo no. Wo ke obu ago eni ni akumaje atashi.
Ta, wanyaba. Ya. Wow.
Hello. Greetings. No chicha.
Yo, baby, I waka wani fe mo ba na gbe shi no komini ngon na fe fenji. Ni ga ke ebo amena agba eto eni e ba fa na ne ye. Obi, wonto na leten.
Ina ke te lo jogba ni noniu gbe mi kra ja ke shi wonye me ameyo se ni wo yo na gbe na wo ni sempe e fon woni ni. E ra don agbo ke na wo e hi owo heme e ke ni gan. Fe wo ke wonder wo cheme ashinjogba be tamobo no wi o nye me ko bo amewie mo efen atoye ameyosio gasen ojogba ake ameptiam baba o je gana ameje loji akeshin Mantse alo manem limbi no shin ameje kole akan alo ameje ko igbe ke shila ogbe ni amebabi ameke wo man bi e ko me na no ja ke shin shramo shi ame yosi ake shin onupa ye mami sen wulu ye mamli e wo ke no ko e be e bi ona me ba dwa ton bo na me ba dwa ne e wo e ja me hwe ake shin ni ka me sane ye ba fo amra lo e hie no ko me oni ngon na ja ke ye amra lo fo e won awie mo amli ameke they are open for dialogue ake amegba me fi jian wa ke ameke me ba na shramo ko na akwedi no ni ya no ne ni anye amuna e wo e ji wo hwe ake gamaja cheme ke Guta onupa ke amralo ba na ya chamako ni akwe ni ndeke no ne anyamu na akra no ba asimo ni wona ake o magia cheme lele ameka me na ni mashita moneke ni da ke da ni bi ni gba manchomu efe na ameka me he ngumi fefe oneke na me nkuna
Yo, baby, okay wani fe mo ba na gbe acho mi Rosemary koko anyingba mi ke
Gabriel ni obodai togba Sean
ke Joshua tari adom ne efe ni fe mo na ke ba ogbeno ke okwe ni fe mo na ni efe before bon shoni man bi ke swen le fe amena amekwe ke oba smo ke we na shrama wa ibo enji 024 143 1035 024 143 1035 kaye ni okwa Ablade TV ejaki Ablade TV e wo habo noni otawo bye bye